Hello, viewer out there. I hope you're having a good day. Welcome you to the program Health Matters on your TV station in your show 406 TV. Today on Health Matters, we will be discussing on sickle cell. I am Promise Okonla. I'm calling the program today with me is...
Thank you, Promise. I'm Titilope Fakunle.
Titilope, how are you today?
I'm doing great. We're discussing on sickle cell anemia today on the program Health Matters because sickle cell has become a challenging health issue in Nigeria. It is an inherited red blood cell disorder in which there are not enough healthy red blood cells to carry oxygen throughout the body. And for a baby to be born with sickle cell anemia, both parents must carry sickle cell gene. This program will enlighten us on sickle cell and how to prevent and protect ourselves from it, together with our family and our loved ones.
As my co-presenter has stated, the program is to enlighten us on the prevention and care of this health issue. However, sickle cell is caused by a change in the gene that enables the red blood cell to carry oxygen from the lungs to the body. And today on the program, we have here with us a medical doctor and a counselor. You will get to meet him. But first, let us go on a short break, and when we are back, we'll be introducing our guest. Stay tuned.
Without doctor's prescription, call on doctor's attention if you need solution. Too much is given, much is expected. Jaguda.com.
You're welcome back from that short break. That was Ilera Loro by Nice. And for those that are just joining us, the program is Health Matters. And today we'll be discussing on sickle cell anemia with our guest. Dr. Sir, you're welcome to the program. Can you introduce yourself to the viewer too?
Thank you, my presenter. I'm Dr. Jonathan Eldele from Union Teaching Hospital, Oshogbo.
Doctor, we are so happy to have you here today.
Thank you, sir.
So, can you please tell us your experience so far?
Sickle cell anemia is a kind of challenge in this country. And no matter how rich you are, it can bankrupt you. No matter how wealthy you are, if you experience this disease we call sickle cell anemia, it can make it can send you back to penury. Therefore, this topic is very, very important because in our practicing so far, we have seen a lot about this sickle cell anemia.
Thank you, doctor.
But doctor, with your experience so far in this field, what can you say, can you enlighten us more about this diseases?
Thank you. When you talk about sickle cell, it's a genetic disorder that's happening in the hemoglobin that's present in the red blood cells. And what happens is that there's a point mutation, the beta chain of the hemoglobin at the position 6. What happens in that position 6 is that the glutamic acid is replaced with the valine, and therefore this replacement will cause a lot of harms to the hemoglobin. Hemoglobin then will become what? Hydrophobic. It will not be able to withstand the stress, and therefore in the absence of oxygen, when you acidic oxygen, it takes another position, which is not the real position of the red blood cell. Red blood cell is a biconcave in shape, but when this red blood cell that's carry hemoglobin X, when they release oxygen, it changes the position, it becomes a sickle shape, and therefore we become rigid and sticky and cause a lot of harm to the body. So when you talk about sickle cell disease, it's a spectrum. We have sickle cell anemia, we have hemoglobin SC, we have beta thalassemia, and therefore when we not talk about sickle cell anemia, it's when an individual that inherited a double hemoglobin X, inherited two hemoglobin X, homogeneous hemoglobin X. Therefore, that person will begin to see the manifestation of this abnormal hemoglobin when the hemoglobin cannot cope at the presence of when there's no oxygen. So, before you know it, this normal red blood cell, it has the ability to change and pass through small blood vessels. But this hemoglobin X does not have the capacity because of that sickle shape. So it's rigid. It cannot maneuver its way. Therefore, it will lead to destruction of that red blood cell. So, continuous destruction will not make the person that have hemoglobin excess to present what? Anemia, whereby we come across what we talk about sickle cell anemia.
All right, doctor, sir. What can be the causes of this sickle cell anemia and how common can it be?
Yeah, thank you so much. You have said it's a genetic disorder. It's a genetic autonomic recessive. You know, it's recessive. It's not your fault that you are HBSS. It's not your fault. It's what? It's a genetic disorder. So you don't blame, say, well, am I a sickle cell patient? Well, am I HBSS? No, it's what? It's a genetic. And it's, most of it has been found that it's common in Africa. And when we look at it, it's what? It's a kind of a disease that ignorance initially was the causes, that because people don't know their genotype before they go into marriage. But now, presently, we can say, well, ignorance is still there as a cause of this sickle cell anemia we are talking about. However, despite people being aware, some people, because of their religious, because of their attitude, they go in when they know that their genotype is AS and AS, they go together to marry, to give back to what we call this HBSS we are talking about.
Thank you.
So, as I've said, the causes is genetic. Nobody is responsible for it, and you are HBSS, you are not responsible for it. It's genetic.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, doctor.
Yeah.
But doctor, with the large cases of this sickle cell anemia in Nigeria today, do we have types of sickle cell?
Yes, that's what it's a type of sickle cell disease. As a sickle cell disease is a spectrum. We have what? I've said sickle cell anemia. We have HBSC. This HBSC you're talking about is a milder form of HBSS. They don't come down with complications. They don't come down with all kind of crises that others have. Another one we have, a type of sickle cell disease we have is what? Beta thalassemia. It's not common here. It's common at the Mediterranean Sea. It doesn't come in the part of this country. And also the one we have is sickle cell trait. That one is not a disease. Really, it's a sickle cell trait when you have AS. You just have only one abnormal hemoglobin. Thank you.
All right, doctor, sir. What are the challenges that the patient face, and can they live more than expected?
When you talk about challenges that are facing with people with sickle cell anemia, you know, it's how will I be able to say that it's beyond imagination. It's until when you have this kind of problem you can know what people pass through. Because when you look at what is making you to cry every day, when you come down with the number of hospital admission, the number of drugs you have to take, and how you have to prevent this disease, you know that it's beyond what you can handle. So the challenges are enormous. Starting for even though where there is no money, poverty. And talk about where the health facility is not adequate. Now talk about where people don't have access to good medications, where there's no health insurance. So the challenges is enormous. And then, the second question.
Can they live more than expected?
Yes, thank you. Well, they have been saying that the the average lifespan for somebody with sickle cell anemia is 42 in women, while 48 in men. Actually, when you look at Nigeria now, the average lifespan in Nigeria is 47.5. So, depends of good care, good maintenance with good facility, they can live a normal lifespan. So, thank you.
Okay, doctor. But doctor, with these, are there necessary preventions for this health issue?
Thank you so much. That's where I'm going. That's why this program is very, very important. Because people must just know about this program. This sickle cell anemia you're talking about. People must be aware. We continue to tell our relative friends, especially the young ones. You know, because you tell yourself, if I HBSS, you tell yourself, I'm not responsible for my condition. So you that you're not HBSS, you tell you, I will not contribute, I will not cause another HBSS. I will not cause another sorrow. You tell yourself day by day, so that before you ensure that you know your genotype as an individual, as a parent, ensure you know the genotype of your children. As a student, ensure that you know your genotype. Most of the time, you know, when people enter institution, genotype is first thing that they will do part of the screening you do. Yeah. However, you must confirm your genotype at least 2 to 3 places to be sure. Because some people, we have seen a lot of people that will say, I'm AA, but in the marriage they give up to SS. So they say, we are not, I don't want minority. So ensure that you confirm your genotype at least 2 to 3 facility.
But doctor, you know, there are some parents that believe in tradition, and they do betroth their children to each other right from when they were young. But when they grow up, they tend to realize that this these children, so maybe they are AS or ASSS, but the parents will still insist that they go into that marriage because it is tradition. So, doctor, what can you say about this, sir?
Well, that's not a right decision by the parent. They train your child or daughter souls for marriage. It's wrong, because when we talk about the bodies of HBSS upon the country, the health facility, as a family, as a community, if you have ever have HBSS as a neighbor, you will know what I'm talking about. They wake you up in the night. You say, Mommy Langbaja is in hospital. Please help me to take care of the younger ones. I have to stay with their children. So the bodies. So you will not encourage that. So parents that try to do that is wrong. And also, let's take note. If you're in a relationship, before you say yes, before you think about any relationship, ensure you know the genotype of individual proposing to you or any person that you want to propose to. So parents that do that, it's not it's a thing that we should discourage and the community. Thank you.
All right, thank you, doctor. Right now we will be going on a commercial break. If you have one or two questions, you can drop your question. You can reach out to us via text on 09037451448. Once again, 09037451448, which is also our WhatsApp number. And when we are back, we will attend to the questions. Stay with us.
Hey friends, I would like to introduce to you Yomrite Shopping Mall mobile phones and accessories, located along Ikire, Lagos Ibadan Expressway, opposite Osun State Local Government. Trust me, it's absolutely the best in nationwide delivery for provisions like Milo. Also, they sell groceries, nice and affordable perfumes to give you nice hits all day long, snacks, beverages, including affordable drinks and tasty ice creams. Their food canteen is absolutely the best in town you could ask for assorted meats, fried rice and chicken. Also, their phones are affordable to get and their staffs are friendly and accommodating. Also, you get to watch live football match for free at your own convenience. You can reach out to us on Facebook, Yomrite, or telephone number 09073311614 or 081 Trust me, a trial will convince you. Cheers!
Welcome back from that break. This is still Earth Matters on Uniosun TV. Doctor, we have quite a number of questions for you here.
Okay.
But before we go into that, can you tell us the difference between sickle cell disease and sickle cell anemia? Or are they the same?
Thank you. They are not the same. When we talk about sickle cell disease, there's spectrum of a disease. Number one, underneath we have sickle cell anemia, which somebody have inherited double A hemoglobin X, so which we call sickle cell anemia. The second one under sickle cell disease is the HBSC. It's a milder form of sickle cell anemia. They don't come down with crisis as HBSS, as the sickle cell anemia. Also, they have crisis occasionally, but they are not that bad as hemoglobin XX. The third one under is beta thalassemia. Beta thalassemia is not common around this place. It's common around Mediterranean Sea. So, and also the one we have, the fourth one is the trait, sickle cell trait, that's HBAS. It's not a disease really, but just a trait. We have abnormal hemoglobin X. Thank you.
All right. We have questions from our viewer at home through our WhatsApp platform. And the first question is, how do victims of sickle cell cope with the challenging stigmatization they face in their respective life?
Oh, thank you, my president. That's a very important question. Well, I've mentioned that when you are a sickle cell patient, you look at yourself and say, I am not responsible for my predicaments, or I'm not responsible for what the condition I am now. You just tell yourself, have that confidence in you. So you're able to tell other people that if you are AS, don't go into marriage. If you are XS, don't go into marriage with AS. So how can they cope? Like in 2015, if I'm not missing it, really, the best overall best student in medical school in Lautech Technology University, she was an HBSS individual. Now it's in US or outside the country. We have a lot of we have nurses in the teaching hospital that they are HBSS. So that you are HBSS, you are not limited. You must have this confidence in yourself, and everybody will bear me witness. If you ever relate with HBSS, they are brilliant. I've never seen a dull HBSS individual. I've never seen. They are extra brilliant. I was like, wow, what is the sort for this brilliance in HBSS? Nature compensates them. For their deficiency. So you must have that assurance yourself. You must have confidence in yourself that you are not inferior to a normal human being. The only thing, just have to take precaution how you have to take care of your health. It's like when you know that you have an ailment, somebody with hypertension, somebody with diabetes, somebody with all kind of a genetic problem also, they have different. Just have to know what it takes to live a normal life. The precaution. You don't expose yourself unnecessary weather, extreme of weather, whether too much cold or too much heat. You present yourself in all kind of infection. You wear a good shoe to have socks. Every you prevent infection as much as possible. So you make sure you eat a good diet. You take precaution. You visit elder facility to ensure that what you do per time, and also you take your regular routine medication to avoid all kind of crisis you might have as a result of which HBSS we are talking about.
All right, doctor, you said something earlier that sickle cell patients, they are always brilliant.
Yeah.
So does that mean they are brilliant because of the ailment, or is just natural?
Wait, I have said that way. Maybe there's a compensation mechanism for them, because at least if you are brilliant and you are celebrated, you'll be happy so that you can have job. At least, however, some sculptors have said that because they don't play as other plays, they don't engage in strenuous, they give attention, the proper attention, everything supply, so that make them to read their books. But however, there's some people also that provide that kind of care for the children, yeah, they are not brilliant. So this one, let's just say, maybe just a nature or compensation for them as that they are brilliant, so that they can cope with their present condition. Imagine somebody that is not going to school regularly. So if that person is not brilliant, he will not be able to cope with his mates.
Thank you very much, sir. Another question from a sickle cell patient. The person is saying, I'm a sickle cell patient and my fiancé is AS patient, and our pastor said he is God's will for my life. How do I go about it?
Thank you for the question. Well, for an individual that is XS, and for the partner that's AX, and a clergyman telling them that it's the will of God to go ahead with individual. Actually, you see, it's the part of this world we are. If you want to go ahead like that, you come to doctor for counseling. If you determine that you are not going back, that you want to go into that marriage despite your hemoglobin status, then there's some things that you can do to avert giving back to a child with hemoglobin excess. You can do genetic sampling at the point of conception. When you look at internally, when you do a kind of test, DNA test, amniocentesis, you can discover that is this one I'm carrying, is it hemoglobin SS or AS? So you can do that sampling. So then, by faith, termination of pregnancy is not encouraged in the part of this country. It's not legalized. So in a country where with health issues, where the pregnancy is legalized, you can't determine that this pregnancy I'm carrying is SS, I can remove the pregnancy. So in such a people that want to go ahead, they have to go to a doctor where they can do those kind of tests, they can counsel them. And also there's a way, if it's outside this part of other part of the world where they have a good facility, they can really ensure them that they will get the best from that facility to give birth to a child that's not what SS.
So doctor, are you saying there is nothing bad for these two to go into
Get married.
go into this marriage?
No, say it's bad. However, that's if those people persisted that no, they are not going back.
Okay.
No matter our hemoglobin status, doesn't matter, we are going for. That's those people have to visit a health facility where they can counsel for the possible options. Those are the options that I've really discussed earlier. Thank you.
All right, we have another question from WhatsApp platform, and the question is sickle cell anemia curable?
Well, with the latest development in the health system now, that's what they call stem cell transplant. And the stem cell transplant, it has been said to be curable if it's successful. But the rate of success is what? It's not that high. And the facilities that are offering this, they are very few in the part of the world. So you can't 100% say that HBSS sickle cell anemia is curable. and you cannot say it's not curable. Depend on the part of the world you fall into. Where stem cell transplant is taking place and they have a success rate, 100% success rate or 75% success rate, and so you can say it's curable over there, but not in part of this country where we are.
Thank you, sir. That is all we'll take from that segment of the program. Thank you, Doctor. Thank you for honoring our invitation. We say a very big thank you to you. But Doctor, before we wrap up the show, what advice will you give to patients that are struggling to put themselves together?
Okay. I want to encourage them that number one is that they should take necessary precautions. Prevention is very, very important in the management of sickle cell anemia. Once you are diagnosed to be a sickle cell, or if you have at 6 months, you begin to you see a child having a swelling of the digits. We call it dactylitis. We have painful swelling of the digits. So you take and they tell you that that your child is hemoglobin excess, then you start prevention from that point. Number one is that you know that this condition, you are not you don't have to live your life like others are doing. What others are exposed to, you don't expose it. You can't just go into extreme of temperature. You can't just be walking all around without clothing yourself properly, without wearing a good shoe, without eating adequately. And also, ability to go to health facility is very, very important. Number one thing, everybody must not forget, you should not keep your child at home, say, and going to take it to religious home or any faith home to be praying and say this thing is God. That's secondary. You want to ensure that you visit to health facility where you can be followed up, where you can we can prescribe a routine medication that can reduce the crisis that they have, because most of them they have a painful crisis, they have sequestration crisis, they have hemolytic crisis, whereby if they have been followed up from the facility, whereby they give them their drugs, they give them they are well vaccinated, they give them the drugs to prevent malaria, they give them the routine drugs, so they will be able to live a better life. So what I'm going to tell them is that ensure adequate prevention, proper clothing, good hygiene, proper diet, going to visit a facility, join organizations, and ensure that you know what it takes to live a better life as a sickle cell individual. Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor. We are so delighted to have you today.
You're welcome.
And we'll be so happy to have you some other time.
No problem.
That will be all on today's program on health matters. And thanks for being part of the program. I am Promise Okonla.
And a very big thank you to our executive producer, Mr. V.O. Adefemi, and Dr. Okocha, and also to our amiable producer, our director, sponsor, cameraman, and other crew member. We say thank you. I am Titilope Fakunle. But before I go today, I want us to remember that the key to healthy lifestyle is nothing but to be conscious of our health, because health matters. And as they say, health is wealth. Bye.